That actually really hurt. Why'd that feel so hard? Hey, it's Bruce from the Pros Closet. Hopefully you caught the last episode of our 4-week PR challenge. If you did, then you already know that Spencer and I are working hard to beat some of our long-standing Strava PRs. We talked to Chris Case and Trevor Connor of Fast Labs here in Boulder, Colorado, and they gave us some pacing strategies that we can use to hopefully get a new personal record on our segments. This time, they're gonna give us a 4-week training plan, an easy plan that we can follow to hopefully boost our fitness and increase our chance of success. And also in this video, we have a special guest who's gonna be joining us on our PR challenge. Stick around, you can watch us suffer, work out, and hopefully improve as riders. Let's dive right in and see how in 4 weeks you can improve to hopefully beat some of your personal bests. I haven't been on my bike in almost 2 weeks now. Getting started with, sharpening myself up for my PR attempt. I don't feel very strong, but I'm hoping that's gonna change. Look at this. Would you say in general, like just training on my segment is probably the best way to approach training for this attempt?
Yes, I do think you do need to do some times where you go and hit the effort hard and get the feel. Definitely a specificity element that you need. So there is an element of that, but I don't think that's the only training you should be doing. You need to develop particular energy systems, and that just doing Chapman or just doing Sunshine might not be the best way to develop those energy systems. So because you need that little bit of a kick to get over those bumps, you do need to be doing some shorter high intensity stuff. So I would say with 4 weeks to go, the plan I'd be giving you, and know that I'm biased towards a polarized model. So I think 2 good hard intensity sessions per week is about all you want to do. With you, I'd be saying one of those is yes, go on time trial chat. Get the specificity, practice, try it different ways. Okay. The other session that I'd be giving you is something more high intensity. And I'm actually thinking sprint intervals. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So go find a climb, like a 4% grade. There's lots of good neighborhoods in Boulder where you can find this, where there's low traffic. And you just want to do sets of 8 20-second sprints. And each one you are trying to do as hard a sprint as you can do. And then it's a 2-3 minute recovery where you basically want to almost not pedal at all.
Okay.
Just pedal a little bit before the sprint to get your legs moving and then hit the next sprint.
So I'm about 3 weeks in, and I just finished one of the workouts that Trevor prescribed, for me, the 8x20 workout. I found this great hill. It's, you can see it's gorgeous. It's dirt. It's really, really hard packed dirt, and they just refinished the surface, so it's like really smooth, and not very many cars are on this road, so it's great for doing repeats like this. It's, it sounds pretty simple, and it is simple. It's easy to follow, which is great, but doing those 20-second efforts, like all out, my legs, they feel a little like jello right now.
Believe it or not, actually, they have shown with most people, sprints will improve endurance a little bit, but that's not the main reason here. One of the main reasons is to build that top end, to build that tolerance for going really hard so that you can hit those bumps, push over them a little bit, and not be dying afterwards. The second reason is you have 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Different types of work take different lengths of time to see gains. When you are doing pure threshold work, you will see a little bit of an improvement after about 4 to 6 weeks. It tends to be more 6 weeks, but to see the full gains, you need 10 to 12 weeks. So we don't really have a lot of time to build that big threshold system. And it sounds like you've been working that a bit. Shorter, like Tabata type works, you can see the gains in about 6 to 8 weeks. Sprint intervals, you see most of the gains in 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
You've got what you've got. You could improve it a little bit, but it's marginal.
Yep.
You're doing a climb where you need a bit of a above threshold type effort, and sprints will both work that and produce gains quite quickly. So where can you get the most gains for the buck? So I would be doing a sprint workout and then get that specificity, time trial Chapman every week, get the feel for it, get the hang of it, try it different ways, compare them on Strava, see which works.
All right, we're on the segment today, Riding Up Sunshine, using a few sections to practice my pacing, also get in some intensity, mixed in a variety, some steep parts, some kind of rolling parts, even a little bit of downhill. So it's ideal to understand what it's gonna feel like when I do this effort. And also it kind of lets me know where I'm at. And as I expected, I'm not as good on the steep stuff, and I'm pretty good on the transitions and flats and stuff. So I think I'm gonna hang on the steep parts, keep on pace, and then really try and gain time when I get some of that rolling terrain.
Here's the nature of that climb. It is a climb that's about your ability to hurt yourself. You have to take that first part hard. The second half is a challenge, as you have all those flat stretches, you have all those downhills, where if you're not used to hurting, if you're not used to pushing yourself, you're gonna let yourself ease up and you're gonna lose tons of time. So I would be looking at ways of building that hurt. There's a lot of different ways we could do it. I probably wouldn't take the sprint interval approach with you, even though the gains are quick there. What I would actually throw at you is this workout that I really enjoy, which means you should fear it, but it's variations on over-unders.
Yeah.
So again, going back to what I was saying, I think the make or break for you is going to be that second half, be able to keep yourself going hard. Hit one of those little walls, you're gonna go above threshold, but then as you get over it and you hit that slight downhill, keeping the power on. And doing over-unders, that's what they're about. That's literally what they're about, is you spend some time over threshold and then you spend some time under threshold, but just under. And you keep going back and forth and you never really let yourself recover. And that could just be that little extra you need. It's going to give you a little bit more of that top end anaerobic power, but it's also just going to teach you that type of hurt. So you could see gains from that pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I've definitely, with both Tabatas and over-unders, when I've done them over the years, I've had a tendency to go too hard for that harder part of the effort, which sets you up because you can't continue to repeat that, and you aren't able to do the actual target effort as it gets farther into the workout.
The hardest thing is just keeping your power in the zones. I know Trevor said to go by feel, but I can't help but look at my power meter. I'm gonna go out and do one more of these over-unders that Trevor had me doing. They're really challenging because you have to just be just perfect with your power. It is definitely the type of workout that you can feel yourself progressing as you do it a few weeks in a row. So hopefully today will be okay and a little bit of a confidence boost.
And that's part of why I'm recommending this workout to you, because the hard part isn't the hard part. The hard part is the under.
Yeah.
Not going too easy.
Aren't you glad you asked Trevor for some workouts?
I'm not surprised. I knew it would be something like this.
Okay, so I'm not gonna characterize that as the best ride I've ever done. I'm super sweaty and not feeling 100%, but I've got about a week. I think I can pull it together. I just need to keep recovering and get a few more little intensity rides in, and we'll give it a shot. So thanks for following along, and we'll see how the PR challenge goes.
I think you should do these too, actually.
I'll try.
Bruce, what are you guys doing?
We're working. It looks like we're riding, which is what we are doing, but we're working.
Right on, man. Well, I want part of your kind of work.
Let's talk about it. What are you looking at doing? What's the segment you want to do?
So the best route I have out my door is Rowena. Rowena is a good mix of gravel and road and pretty safe, and I can get a good loop out my door in an hour. Rowena's, I think it's an old mining road, but it's very much a trail. I would call it a very beginner trail, but on a mountain bike. But for a gravel bike, it's a little more technical, and there's some pretty there's like 3 or 4 exposed spots. Each exposure is like the most technical spot. So it's a combination of that and kind of navigating on a gravel bike. It is kind of climby, but it's not very much so. It's like you can keep the hammer down pretty much the whole time. And it's scenic too. It's a really beautiful spot. So when I heard that you guys were doing this PR challenge, I was motivated to go out and do a purposeful PR effort to see if I could break my PR on that segment, which is my favorite local segment close to my house. When I looked at the all-time results, I was also motivated by my old training partner, Jeremy Horgan-Gabalski, is still the PR holder for that segment, which is
the KOM. Yeah, the KOM. Yeah.
KOM has been standing since 2012.
And just, we haven't said it, his KOM is 8:51.
Yeah.
Seeing, which is
8:51 is flying.
I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. It's just the Rowena climb, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing 12:39 for your time, Nick, for your best time.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that sounds right. What's your record on that segment, Spencer?
11:54 on Rowena.
Well, my goal is to improve by, let's say, 8%. My goal is to improve by 8%. I think I can shave a minute off of 12:30.
You would beat Spencer, Nick.
That would be pretty good.
That'd be good. All right.
I think I can shave a minute off of that time.
All right. Sounds good. That would be 11:39.
11:39. Let's put that on the books.
You are an ex-pro rider. You have an engine.
Yeah, somewhere under there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I raced pro for the Trek VW regional team for 6 or 7 years. Did the Norba circuit to make those radical gains early on. It takes a lot of sacrifice. I really enjoyed the training aspect of riding professionally and the camaraderie of getting out there with friends and being adventurous and going on these long epic rides. That was my favorite part.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Nick, founder, CEO at the Pros Closet. And Spencer and Bruce, well, I asked to be part of this. I was a little better shape about 3 weeks ago, and to be honest, it's my first time on a bike in 3 weeks, and I'm a little over my head, but any excuse I have to sweat and get out, I'm gonna take it. I've got a 2-year-old and a growing business, and with that responsibility, my time in the saddle has been less than optimal, but thankful to be out here after work. Been on my feet all day. Not the best time to try for a PR record, so I'm gonna scout the trail and get some footage and see if I can get this GoPro set up right. So take you along for the ride. Here we are, Rowena, my favorite loop from my house.
Do you have some training rides planned then, Nick? You got a few weeks here. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, my goal in preparation for this is to ride 3 days a week. I'm gonna try to get in a couple good longer rides, just to get some fitness on the weekends. And longer to me is 2.5 hours. That's my long rides. Now every time I go out, it's timed, and really every time I'm on Rowena specifically, there's a conscious effort of, am I going to go hard or am I going to go slow and like dial in this specific segment? It's my, I think it's good to have that local segment that can hold you accountable and kind of give you a litmus test of where you're at fitness wise. But I'll do a timed effort again on Wednesday. Like I literally, like when I get to the start of the effort, I'll do a couple openers before I go. And then I dump out my water bottle and I shed the weight.
Sweet. I'm psyched you're going to do this, Nick. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, man. It's motivating to, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. I look forward to beating you.
I'll put that in our weekly Strava roundup for the staff, all staff newsletter.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I see if anyone can take the King of Rowena title.
Yeah.
All right, so join us next time. We're gonna really go for it and try to break our PRs. I know I'm gonna try and turn myself inside out on my PR attempt. Hopefully we all succeed. I don't know, I'm optimistic, but who knows, anything could happen. If you wanna bet on it, let us know what you think the results will be in the comments. If you have any questions about PRs or training, also let us know, we'd be interested to hear. Otherwise, I will see you next time.
Okay, so the one good thing today, I found someone's driver's license on the side of the road. So, good deed of the day. I'm gonna find Mr. Braden and hopefully give him his license back and karma points.